Reporters over at the Washington Post have obtained WhatsApp chat logs involving some of the most wealthy and influential people in the United States working together to influence media coverage, politicians, and even university presidents on Israel, the war on Gaza, and the university protests. Now, let's talk a little bit about what this group is, who consists of this group, and what their main goals are. So according to the Washington Post, which again obtained these chat logs and reported on some of the details, the group was formed shortly after the October 7th Hamas attacks in Israel. Members of this chat are even coordinating with various Israeli government officials and have even attended some private briefings with these officials. So the names that were specified in the reporting included the former Israeli Prime Minister, Naftali Bennett, Benny Gantz, who of course is the member of the Israeli War Cabinet, and another individual that they had private briefings with is Israel's ambassador to the United States, Michael Herzog. Now, members of this chat group also coordinated for screenings of the footage that IDF soldiers had compiled from October 7th. They turned it into a 40-plus minute film titled Bearing Witness to the October 7th Massacre. And they wanted to screen the film at universities. And Ackman, who was actually part of, Steve Ackman, who was one of the individuals who was part of this group, succeeded in getting Harvard to screen the film. Now, titled Israel Current Events, the chat eventually expanded to about 100 members. The chat log shows more than a dozen members of the group appear on Forbes' annual list of billionaires. Others work in real estate, finance, and communication. So I think that description is important to kind of understand just how influential these individuals are. These are people who have really succeeded in their career path. They've got resources to burn, and they want to use those resources to influence the conversation and policy that has to do with the war in Gaza and some of these protests that have been popping up on university campuses. So I want to give you a few specific examples of what they attempted to accomplish, and to some extent certainly did accomplish. So business executives, including Kind Snack Company founder Daniel Lubetzky, hedge fund manager Daniel Loeb, billionaire Len Blavatnik, and real estate investor Joseph Sitt held a Zoom call on April 26th with Mayor, of course, New York City Mayor Eric Adams. And that was about a week after the mayor first sent New York police to Columbia's campus. A log of chat messages show. Now, based on the reporting from the Washington Post, they seem to be very focused on getting the police involved to dismantle the Columbia University pro-peace encampment. And they did succeed in that. And they even had a Zoom meeting with New York Mayor Eric Adams, where there were some interesting things proposed, right? So the messages describing the call with Adams were in a WhatsApp chat among some of the nation's most prominent business leaders and financiers, according to the according to Washington Post. That includes the former CEO of Starbucks, Howard Schultz, the Dell founder and CEO, Michael Dell. You have hedge fund manager Bill Ackman. I'm sorry, I think I referred to him as Steve Ackman earlier. It's Bill Ackman, and Joshua Kushner, who of course is, Jared Kushner's brother, and Jared Kushner is the former president's son-in-law. Now, during the call, some attendees discussed making political donations to Adams, as well as how the chat group's members could pressure Columbia's president and trustees to permit the mayor to send police to the campus to handle protesters, according to chat messages summarizing the conversation. One member of the WhatsApp group told the Post he donated $2,100, the maximum legal limit, to Adams that month. So I just want to pause here and just take the time to really absorb the fact that money in politics, of course, is real. You all know this. Cenk can't stop himself from finding a way to talk about it in every story we cover. So you guys know this. But the common counterpoint that you'll hear from, I remember Marco Rubio, the senator from Florida, making this point, that, look, it's not that they're giving me legal bribes so I carry out some policy that they want. It's that they know I already like that policy, and they want to support me by giving me the campaign donations. In this case, very clearly, we're talking about an influence campaign where campaign contributions to Eric Adams are meant to influence his response to the Columbia University protesters. So it's a clear example, clear as day. Let me give you some more details. So during that meeting, some of the wealthy participants offered to bankroll private investigators to assist the NYPD with protesters at Columbia. Assist. Now, Adams allegedly accepted the offer based on what one of the members of the group reported. Now, Eric Adams's camp denies this. I'll give you their denial in just a moment. But apparently one of the members of the group was quoted as saying, and this is in the chat logs, "He's open to any ideas we have." Chat member Sid, founder of retail chain Ashley Stewart and the global real estate company Thor Equities, wrote April 27th, the day after the group's Zoom call with Eric Adams. As you saw, he's okay if we hire private investigators to then have this police force intel team work with them, meaning work with the NYPD.